got going on. Our second segment, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, folks. And we want to talk sports, but we also want to educate you. There was a 13 Triple Crown winner on Saturday. What do you think about that? It was justified, and I think he's the Elite 13. So
he was the 13th Triple Crown winner. You have to think, folks, we had American Pharoah 2 years ago. It's just, I love horse racing. It's just beautiful to watch these horses run. And not to rain on Justify's Parade or American Pharoahs, when you look back to 1973 and what Secretariat done, it's still unbelievable. He still holds all the records, folks. Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. None of these horses would have come close to being in a race with Secretariat. Just the greatest horse of all time. But to be able to complete that Triple Crown is really something. So that says that from a sprinter all the way through middle distance, that you're the best horse in the world in that small time, in that small frame. So you have to give it to the trainer. The jockey is the oldest jockey ever to win. He was 52 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's 52 years old, and they were laughing, saying that he's actually better than he was 10 years ago. Now, I don't know if that's true, because the older you get, the better you were. But he says that he's better than he was 10 years ago, but he sure rode these three rides here.
Or like you say, he wasn't anything.
Yeah, he was.
Or he was lying.
Yeah, so he's 52 and he goes out on top. This is the trainer. This is his. He's only the second person to have 2 Triple Crown winners. So a big milestone for him, and that'd be kind of a. Now we know not to say very many records are not untouchable, but that's going to be a tough one, in particularly in light of the fact that we had just 2 years ago we have American Pharoah, and then we have another Triple Crown winner. We might go for a while now before we get another Triple Crown winner. But it was great race for you folks who got to watch it live. Wow, the crowd was unbelievable, as they are at big time. And if you get a chance ever, folks, to go see thoroughbreds run, I mean, it's nice to see the quarter horses running small things, but if you get to see a thoroughbred, it's something to see how beautiful these animals are, and that they truly are athletes. And then we go from there, folks. We're going to talk about a little NHL with what happened with the NHL this year. They said was a impossibility.
Right.
There's no way that an expansion team first year can make it to the Stanley Cup.
Right.
They said no way.
Kind of reminds me of the Avalanche in town. Colorado Avalanche, they won their first year. I know it's a completely different
situation.
but
now you got to remember, folks, that the Avalanche didn't really belong to us. Came from Canada.
They came from Canada.
They were set. They were ready to go. Added 1 or 2 pieces. A storied franchise, that the way they move around now. So this is completely different. This was from scratch.
Right.
From scratch. They were
19-year-old players.
Yeah, and a couple of older guys who, particularly the goalie.
Right.
And they played together, which goes back to, again, what I'm trying to say with people when we look at the basketball problem. You got to have that chemistry and the camaraderie. They liked each other. They were having fun. And next thing they know, wow, it looks like we can win it.
And they're going to be good for a long time.
They're going to be good for a long time because they're young. Yeah. But it was it seems that the Washington Capitals are almost the equivalent in football of what the Buffalo Bills were.
Right.
Go every year and lose every year.
Ovechkin has been trying for a long time.
And I know that it had to cross their mind this year it was going to happen because they lost the first game.
Yeah.
And look, they're in Vegas. They lose the first game. It's going beautiful for the Knights. And I know they had to be thinking, oh, God, here we go again. But I'm sure whoever the leader on that team is, probably Ovechkin, got the guys together and said, not only should we win, but we can't let an expansion team beat us for the cup.
And folks, a little tidbit. If you guys are bored, the Golden Knights opening ceremony is the best.
Yeah,
it's the best thing ever. I showed my cousin it. He's actually a Golden Knight fan now. Yeah. But they have a really cool opening. Just YouTube Golden Knights.
Yeah, it's definitely a Las Vegas show.
Yep.
It's like you go to a Las Vegas show. So they've got everybody in Vegas. Yeah. I mean, a ton of black folks in the stands. at the night games.
Yes,
You know?
they got a guy swinging around a sword.
Comes out,
on
it's really something.
Yeah,
It's really
it's
something.
great.
So, the NHL season is done. Avalanche played quite well here for us folks in Colorado. Young team, played a lot better.
Second youngest team in the league,
Second youngest team
behind the
in the
Golden
league.
Knights.
I think what's going on with the Avalanche, and I'm an advocate of this, is the administrative part of it. When they brought the guys back, they're letting them learn how to run a team, whereas it was different just to say, well, we were great, we won so many Stanley Cups, why don't you guys just play hard? Well, it's not that. It's not that. You got to be able to administrate, to pull, to pick, and they're doing a much better job of that. I would be surprised if the Avalanche is not right. And of course, we got to take an injury thing with in sports. If they're not really beat up and not injured bad, they should be right there.
Oh, they will be.
But the Knights will be there again. Lots of young talent in hockey, and unlike basketball and football and baseball, in my opinion, they haven't quite oversaturated yet.
No, they
I
haven't.
hope they don't.
Yeah.
Don't add any more games. They play enough games. Just play enough to keep everyone interested.
Right.
Because it gets to the point where there's too many games, and the owners are greedy, but so are the players.
Right.
They add another
More
game
money.
and give you more money, but it's beating your body up.
Right.
So more chance to be injured. You look at we're almost at midway point in baseball now.
Right.
And the NL West is the most competitive. Folks, although the Diamondbacks are ahead right now, it's only like a game and a half. And then you have the Rockies. The Dodgers,
The Giants, we coming.
and the Giants
are coming.
are all tied, like 32 and 32.
Yeah, and then the Padres are right. Yeah.
Padres are just one game out, so I mean, really competitive. Then you have the Yankees doing what the Yankees should do with the group that they've assembled and the money they've spent. They're 48 and 12.
The Yankees should win the series this year. Point blank, period. If they don't win the series this year,
they
I don't know how they would ever win.
They should, man, but that baseball, you know how
Yeah.
it goes. I mean, but when you have Aaron Judge and what's the big kid they got from the Marlins?
I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, well, he's like Judge, and you have
Right.
them two big bats. It's hard to go away from them. But still, the kid from the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, Harper.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Harper.
love to watch him play.
I like him too.
He's knocking the ball off the ball.
I like Trout too.
And,
Trout's balling too.
Trout's something. We got playing with Trout, Mr. 3000. That just got 3,000 hits. So baseball's doing really well, folks, and I think it's gaining in popularity actually. Where some people are going back, it's really gaining in popularity. But in my opinion, one of the reasons why is because people like to see the long ball. I think the ball is juiced a little bit. I think they're playing with a little bit different ball. It's a little bit bouncier.
Well, they play with, folks, and if you don't know this, so in college baseball, the laces are raised. On a pro baseball, it's not raised. It's all smooth. Yeah. So that's why when you see pitchers holding the ball, they're really trying to get their grip on the pitch because their hands. And you throw in, you get sweaty. So that's why, and it makes it easier.
And the other difference with college baseball, they use those aluminum bats, which I just hate that tink. And
the World Series is going on for baseball right now too, folks. So check that out for college baseball
and pro baseball. You have, but if you look at the difference in the bats alone in pro baseball, what they look like now compared to what even that they played with back with Hank Aaron, the bats are so much more. And we have so much science now, and computer that can pick just what will hit a ball the best and the fastest.
Right.
That along with nutrition and training, it's almost, you can't really, it's back to the thing I talk about, different eras with things.
Right.
But I hope folks got a chance to look at the women's softball World Series. Wow, you talk about some games.
Right.
Just unbelievably beautiful. The young ladies from Florida State,
they
won their first championship,
and that was an upset. So, if you folks don't know, the underdog Washington was the big dog, and they came in there and upset them.
Well, Oklahoma
Oklahoma
lost to Washington, and the first time they had been shut out, and the game's in Oklahoma.
And
first time they ever been shut out at the
some years
at
too,
the World
actually.
Series. So years that they would lose at the World Series, but shut out. First time they've been shut out. So just great competition.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys' World Series is still going on, which cracks me up. We're almost at 4th of July, and they're
Right.
still playing college baseball.
In Omaha, folks. It's in Omaha, too.
It's in Omaha. You know, this one's in Omaha. So, you know, we will continue with that going down the road. But, you know, lots of good things to watch. Lots of things have happened, you know, and still good things to go see.
Yeah, well, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Check us out on our third segment. I actually want to talk about 2 other sports that we didn't get to in this segment, so check us out, and we'll also talk